what kind of challenge is Alex Peters present?
25 points and 13 rebounds, and if you foul him, he's 94%. He knows how to score baskets. He steps back, he fades away and scores, so even if you guard him and do a good job, he can still score. Other than that, it's just another guy. 25 a game, man. There's more pro scouts coming to this game than even the last game.
So what do you have to do against him?
You go to church and light candles and stuff because, he's one of those guys that if you double team and he fades away, he could still make it. Try to keep him from catching it. You try to, go at him on offense, but they do a good job. I'll tell you, you ready for this number? In 4 years, he's never fouled out of a game. Well, how could that be? Because if you post him, they double team, and if he gets in any kind of foul trouble, they go zone. Smart coaching. So he's not foul. You think, well, maybe we can foul him out. Yeah. So 120 games, he's never fouled out. You may be right, but I don't think so.
How have the guys responded to Saturday the way you hoped for?
You mean Sunday?
Yeah.
We had film session on Sunday, and we watched, we practiced yesterday, and they're fine. Look, it is a process. For 24 hours, I mourn, and then I'm good. Let's go. Next game, who is it? And then it happens to be this one. Like, why did we schedule this team? I have no idea. This is going to be an extremely hard game for us to win. They have 3 seniors, 2 juniors. You know what they did a year ago, and they came back to be together, and well coached, terrific zone. I saw them play one game all zone. I don't think they're going to play us all zone, but I saw one game they played every bounce was a zone defense. So, it's good. I'm more worried about my team. I know how good they are. This isn't one that you walk in and say, okay, let's just get in here and play this game. And I'm going to try hard to get a better rotation. I told them, you guys don't do a good job of subbing yourself, so we're gonna have a rotation, and you just got to live with it. It may cost you a game or two along the way, but it gets you to where guys are more ready. And I'd like to play the big lineup a little bit this game. There's some things we'll try to do. We're still learning about our team. What I told them is I didn't think I had to do this, but if they're not passing the ball like they normally do, then we got to go to some offenses that force them to make 3 or 4 passes before they can even think about shooting. Did a little bit of that yesterday. But I got a great group. It's just they're young. They're so young. And you had one team inspired and another team that expected to win. And that usually is what happens, what happened in that game.
Minion said he knows he lost some minutes because of his defensive lapses. Have you seen him more focused on?
He's the greatest kid. He's trying. I mean, there's no one that can question his fight, his motor, him going after balls. He had 5 offensive rebounds. I mean, he fought. He just has to figure out, at my size, with my legs the way they are right now, which are like that, and I ran up and down the court 3 times, how do I move my feet? Like the guy starts driving, how do I get him to, he got to figure it out, and he's got to do that. But I love him. I mean, like I said, we need to play a bigger team at times, and I didn't. There are a lot of things I learned that last game, and I'd rather learn from a close win than a loss. But you know what? Now you got this game. So now you have a team that runs the dribble drive better than I coached it at Memphis. They got a 6'9" player that if you have a 6'6" athlete that can guard him, you got a chance. All right, we don't have that. So how do what do you do? They'll shove him right in the post, clear out the weak side if you put a small guy on him and throw it over the top. Really. And they'll put a guy that they know can't guard him at 7-8 feet. They'll square him up, and you won't believe this. He will ball fake you, drive it, ball fake you until you leave your feet, foul, 2 shots, boom, boom. Now you can write that, and you'll say, oh, my gosh, he did exactly what Cal said he would do. He's good. But they also got the Hammond kid who's averaging 16, the lefty that's a tough. They're a veteran team. This is good for us. This is good. It's, It's hard for all of us. We get so accustomed to just, we can beat everybody. And then you got teams come in and it's a back-to-back. Oh my gosh, you know? The world's coming to an end. Like I'm walking in there today, I'm worried about my team. That's what I can worry about. How do I make sure we have a great practice today that leads to a great game? And if that's not good enough, you move on to the next game. I think our next game's in New York.
Who is most likely to be one of these players that comes along in the three-point shooting department, much like Monk's doing right now?
I think we have enough of those guys. I think Derek and Dom and Michael and, we have enough. I don't think that's the issue. Look, again, I don't want to go back to last week. My team scores 92 points. You followed my career. And created 18 turnovers. It was a wash on the rebounding, but created 18 turnovers. Only turned it over 9 times. You would say you won by 25. That was a defensive issue that we had more than anything else. Our matchup with Leaf was just a bad matchup, and he took advantage. We have young kids that gave up three-point baskets. We're one of the best three-point shooting or defending teams in the country. We gave up 7 of them. 7. They made 8 or whatever they made, but, now, okay, we go back to the basics and the drills and all the other stuff. And I told them, not their fault. I got away from a lot of stuff because I got like, okay, these guys are better than I thought. No, they're not. They're not. Anytime I think that, anytime I've ever thought that about a team, they know. This happens. You take an L because then you go back and say, okay, how are we going to do this? Sometimes you take 2 L's to get them back to where they need to be.
John, what would you like to see Langdon and Derek improve first defensively?
Like, try to stay in front of the guy. Like, when he drives, just, like, be somewhere in the vicinity in front of him. So he's not driving and shooting a straight line layup. Probably that's the very first thing. And after that, we can work on some other stuff.
Do you expect Sasha to see over
Listen, I was playing him. I was going to go to a big lineup yesterday in practice, and 2 minutes in, he gets hit and cut on the eye. And I told him, man, you got buzzard luck, kid. Trying to put you in there and play you, and you get hurt. So he's out there today. He was early. He's fighting. He's a young. It's like having Isaac last year. These kids are so young. Sometimes we forget, but we will see.
John, you talk a lot about everything you're doing now is building toward March. How much does that home court loss affect you in terms of seeding?
No, I don't think it does anything. I mean, you're all just not used to us losing at home. Now, I want you to understand what we have going here is not normal. In the history of the game, it's not normal what is happening here. So, no, we just got to, if we're who we should be, we'll be fine. We'll be one of those teams. But we weren't. And again, as a coach, I got to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on and keep trying to move us. I'm still, how we should be playing, I'm still trying to figure it out. But it's like Malik Monk went 9-10 straight possessions without a catch. So Anthony Davis and Karl Towns did too. But you know what? He still got 23, and he missed a layup. Passed another layup. He would have had 27 and really not taken every shot. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Played De'Aaron and he both too many minutes. Played Malik too many minutes. Or Isaiah too many minutes. But
Before the game, you said that you really didn't know how these players would respond. I think your wording was some of them may lose their minds. Is there any
Yeah.
example of that?
yeah, just they didn't pass. I mean, you saw us as a unselfish attacking team. Everybody tried to get their shot until the very end of the game where we drove and passed each other and extra passes. We drove baseline out of bounds 3 times. What? Why would you go that way when you know there's nothing there? Well, I'm going to do that. When we drive baseline, if a guy doesn't shoot the ball, he's wrong. In my way of coaching, if you drive baseline, you shoot the ball. Or don't drive baseline. You don't drive baseline to pass because you have nowhere to go except that corner. If they take it away, it's a turnover. I don't like the percentages. If you shoot it, we may rebound it. I like those percentages. Or how about this? It may go in. It may go in. We may rebound it. You may miss it and they rebound it. 2 or 3's us. I'm good. Blah, 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 blah. I'm good. But you drive baseline, you're shooting. So why did that happen? Well, again, guys kind of lost their minds at times. And then defensively, I think like Wenyon was anxious and there was anxiety about the game. And it's understandable. And let me say this. I heard the Cleveland Cavaliers won or lost 3 in a row. And one of the things they said, they had defensive breakdowns, the biggest issue. But they're world champs and everybody's given them their best shot. We live with that every game too. Every one, not only do they give their best shot, but the second part of it is they play loose. They got nothing to lose. No one wins in Rupp Arena. Got nothing to lose. Just shoot balls, fadeaways, hooks. Do it. If they don't go, you weren't supposed to win anyway. If they go, oh my gosh, we'll keep the tape for your grandchildren. That's what we go against, especially in Rupp. And we still done what we've done. Now we're going against another team of juniors and seniors, very, very skilled, very in tune to each other. They're a terrific team. And now we got a bunch of young kids. Let's see if we got better, and let's see how we do in a game like this. I'm not, just so you know, I'll grieve for 24 hours. Like, I'll be sick for 24 hours. And then after that, I've been doing this 30 years. And it is a process. I've been doing it here now 8 years, and every team was different. It is a process. I get like you, we should win every single game we play. We should go 82-0, win every game by. And then wake up, and I'm like, what am I thinking? Let's go. Let's just get back to work and get better.
One more, guys.
Calvin grief, what do you do?
I'll sit in my chair and tell everybody, leave me alone, watch a little TV, watch one of my Alaska shows, watch one of the more war stories, get inspired, and have the dogs. I let the dogs come around me, no one else. Dogs can sit with me.
So when you know you stop grieving, does something hit you going, that's enough?
Yeah, 24 hours. I let it go for 24. Because, look, if losing, there's 2 things when you know you're ready to get out of this. If you can't enjoy winning and losing is really miserable, you need to be out of this. So winning for me, I get great joy in winning for the team, for everybody. Losing becomes just the next thing, you need to get out too. And you've lost it. So for me, it's, I may look, well, he's really calm. Yeah, I'm going right to my chair when I'm done. Leave me alone. I don't want to eat. I don't need anything. So, and I told the guys, if losing doesn't hurt, you're going to lose a bunch. Losing has got to be. Now, the other side of it is when you win, it doesn't matter who you beat. You better be happy. Overtime, bank shot against the team you're supposed to win by 30. You win. Enjoy the win. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.